Does having a high body count makes you a good sales rep?
Selling is basically seduction. It's like attraction.
The number one thing I look for in a sales rep is body count. Because
So what is a high body count? First of all, I said body count, but
what's your body count?
over maybe? Over
Now, people may think like, oh, I don't do that.
studies showed that in the first 3 seconds of the call, it's really fucking important. Because the first 3 seconds is how a girl determines whether I'm gonna sleep with this guy or not.
Wow. That's one of the biggest things I learned in the dating industry. Women don't know what they want. Prospects don't know what they need.
Oh yeah.
When I did that, it changed everything for me. When I just
I think the reason why I got really good at sales and my students, they're able to make like 10K plus per month over and over again every single month is because I teach them to 0 to 30K in 3 months with 0 sales experience. A military guy. You can definitely take 2-3 calls a day and make 10, 20, even 30K a month or even 50K a month if you're
Welcome to another episode of the Dynasty Podcast. My name is Brian Choi,
and June over here.
and we are high-ticket closers that have got to multiple 6 figures a year in commissions. And we sold for some of the biggest names in the high-ticket industry like Jeremy Miner, Matt Ryder, Tuzer, Paul Alex, yada, yada, yada. And we make this podcast because we're desperate for money and we need to buy a Lambo. So, June, where's the donation link?
I don't know, like put it in the link below, put it in the link below.
Donation.
Go for it.
We need money so we can pay rent, okay?
This whole podcast is we begging you for money, you know.
Exactly. Good to be back in the studio. We're finally here. We've been in the car most of the time trying to get to Korean barbecue because we don't have time for you. You're not good enough. So, today's topic is, does having a high body count makes you a good sales rep? So answer me this, June. Does having a high body count make someone a good sales rep?
So what is a high body count? Let's define that first.
Okay, what do you think? What's a high body count?
Man, over 20 maybe, over 20, 30,
Wow.
30.
What's your body count?
I'm a virgin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
God is watching. Okay, so no sex before marriage, obviously, kids, obviously. So okay,
What sex?
so the why we're even talking about is because we saw a video that's been taken down now by a gentleman named, maybe he doesn't want us to know, so maybe we'll mention it. But he was saying that, okay, as a business owner, he said the number one thing I look for in a sales rep is body counts. And the guy's like, what? Why are we looking for a body count? And so the guy was saying that, well, because if a guy cannot even communicate with women to a point where he cannot even sell himself to the girl to actually get the girl to sleep with him, then how is he going to be able to sell my leads? So what do you think about that?
First of all, I said 20 to 30 body count, but what about Bonnie Blue?
Huh?
What about Bonnie Blue?
Well, she racked up those numbers real quick, didn't she? So if you
She's-
look at her statistics, what was it, 1,057 in one day?
1,047, I think.
I don't fucking
That was the last time I counted, you know.
You're counting.
I was counting
the video.
myself, yes. I was counting
Right.
one,
Are you
2,
subscribed to
3,
it?
4, 5. Huh?
Are you subscribed to her?
No, I was just like using some illegal links.
Okay,
I don't have money for that.
Makes
That's why. Click the link below.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool. What was the question, by the way?
so my brain is rotting. This is for educational purposes. Okay, so yes. So what do you think about that? So if a guy cannot even sell himself to a girl in a romantic dating context, can he really sell himself a prospect? Like sell the product to a prospect?
No.
No? Why not?
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you're not able to, it's like selling is basically seduction. It's like attraction. But if you're not attracting certain results in your life, like how are you able to, for example, like with dating as well. One example I will say is like swagger. We always say swagger, right? And I don't know how to define swagger. Swagger is like a way of living, you know, like just being chill, just being calm, stoic the whole entire time, being grounded like a trunk, like grounded on the ground, you know. That's how I see swagger. It's like nothing really phases you. But for example, a girl comes to you and be like, hey, you're so ugly. If that phases you, or if a girl gives you like so-called shit test and you're not able to pass it, like, I mean, for me, like it will directly come in the call as well. We're not able to show that level of swagger. A prospect says, hey, I know what you're trying to do. Like, just get straight to the point. Like, you can either say, oh, okay, well, I'll get straight to the point. Let me just pitch, you know, and just hope it works, you know. Or I can say something like, well, that's what my girlfriend tells me all the time until we get into bed, you know, together. And we can just like pass the shit test, you know. And once you pass the shit test, you actually gain more respect. But what's your thoughts, you know?
How do you define shit test for people?
Shit test like the girl tries to test you out to see if you're actually what you're made of, you know,
Yeah.
like you are actually a legit man that can actually take shit.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, men don't hunt. Men don't hunt. Men don't like put fire on like a campfire. You know, we don't do those anymore. So the only way I think the girls really test test a guy actually, is actually giving some shit test like, hey, you're so fucking ugly. Hey, like, so.
That's evil. Have you seen that meme? It's like men used to go to war and now they do B2B sales. It's like a LinkedIn meme. I'm like, what does it have to do with anything? But okay, yeah, so it's interesting because everybody says that, hey, you know, dating and sales are quite similar, but I'm going to break it down into practical terms, okay? Because before I even got into sales, a lot of people ask me like, hey, Brian, you know, before you came into the industry and within the first year, you got a 20K to 30K a month, sold for Jeremy Miner, the largest B2C sales training company in the world. And people are like, hey, like, what did you do? Like, were you like naturally born with this? Or like, what's your secret? And I mean, listen, we work hard, you know, we have something called discipline and work ethic that you fucking Western first world people don't know because we're Asians, okay? That's the first thing. No, the second thing is, people are gonna get triggered. So the second thing is, before I even got into sales, I got into this dark world of the pickup artist industry. Because when I was 19, I was in a very dark place. I didn't want to be alive anymore because, I mean, I had no friends. I felt lonely. I couldn't even talk to people. And when I tried to open my mouth and say something, nobody would fucking pay attention because I was so shy. I was so timid. And, you know, when I was going to school in America, I was getting bullied. You know, I was getting all the racist jokes in the world. Like, hey, you're a chink, a tiny dick joke, squinty eye, like all of that on a daily basis. Okay. And I couldn't stand up for myself. I didn't know how to stand up for myself. And then one day I see a video. And you know those videos where these guys go up to girls at college campuses and they do some cheesy pickup jokes?
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people see that video as if like, oh, that's kind of funny, haha. But when I saw that video, my brain melted. I was like, you can do that? You can go up to strangers, girls, and talk to them? It seems like such a, well, no shit, dude. But when I saw that, I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And the long story short, I got into just cold approaching. I spent 3 months, the entire summer, before I went to college, 3 months, cold approaching 50 women or strangers a day, 6 to 7 days a week for 3 months straight. Whether it be in the streets, whether it be the cafe, nightclubs, bars, music festivals, underground shopping malls, you name it. And throughout that process, I had to deal with a lot of fucking rejection, right? Because I'm like, you go up to the girl and like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're like, hey, excuse me. And the girl's like, you know how Korean girls are.
Yeah.
They're like, they don't even talk. They don't even acknowledge you.
Wait,
Right?
Korean girls are like that, or they're like that to you?
Oh, good point. I think they're in general, but also especially to me because the way I was presenting myself. Okay. But yeah, they are worse than like most like, you know, Western women. Because Western people, they have conversation with strangers,
Yeah.
right? But in Asian culture, you don't talk to strangers. You know what I'm saying? Especially Korean people. And so, let alone Korean women. So like, hey, excuse me. They heard you, but they keep walking, don't even acknowledge you. So like, yeah, in the beginning I heard, I was like, oh, that stinks. Or they say like, no, sorry. Or like maybe somehow you get a number, you text them like they don't even acknowledge you, you get ghosted. And so it's the same thing. It involves human interaction, right? Just the fact of getting used to rejection and these like different confrontations and reactions from the other person. And so if I hadn't gone through that like an entire summer, and one day, here's what happened. It was like my second month or something, like, or maybe like the second week of me cold approaching. It's called Gangnam Street. Just like a song Gangnam Style. There's like a big street. It's like Times Square almost.
Gangnam.
Right. And man, at this point, I was getting so much fucking anxiety that I was getting an anxiety attack. So at one point, just a thought of like, oh man, I got rejected so much. I literally at one point, like a fish out of water, no exaggeration. I thought I was going to die. I'm like, is this how I die? So you just push through that shit. You're like, I was with my friend, my wingman, who I was picking up girls with or trying to pick up girls with. And he's like, dude, do you want to go home? I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. So yeah, like just pushing through anxiety, dealing with rejection we're going to get to like the more tactical aspects as well. But just that, if I hadn't gone through that when I got into sales, yeah, it would have taken me a lot longer to succeed because I'm like, I would have taken those rejections or those objections from prospects very, very personally. I would not have succeeded that much.
Yeah. I believe that 90% of closers are not really getting the results that they want because they lack certain things, actually. I believe that you've heard the term aura farming.
Aura farming.
Aura farming.
Fucking Gen Zs.
Yeah. I believe that's lacking with a lot of salespeople, though. It's like they know which questions they need to ask from some Jeremy Minor to go, by the way, but like from Jeremy Minor watered down questions they're trying to ask, it doesn't land because I guess Jeremy Minor has the aura, but they don't. It's like they're asking the question for the sake of asking the question. They're like robots. They're not a human being. But even that, it's like they're very salespeople when they get a call to perform. And that's fucked up. Because for me, I get a call it's like a friend. And that's how like 34 of my students make 10K plus per month as well. It's like they get the call not to perform. They get a call, it's like, hey, how's it going, man? Well, how can I help? But when people get on the call, when 99% of salespeople, they get on the call with this mindset of like, oh, I need to perform, you know. What if I ask this type of question? And you know, like what happens in the brain when you're actually second guessing every single time of what question you need to ask. Even if you're asking a stupid fucking question, if you ask it with full certainty, it's way better than a smart ass question that is second guessed all the time. And it's the same thing with women as well, right? Like you're trying to talk with a woman, but you're second guessing yourself the whole entire time. Is this girl gonna like me? Is this girl gonna like me? Oh, she's so pretty. I don't know if I'm good enough for her. Like you have that demeanor with a girl. The girl is gonna sense it. Like every human being has a bullshit detector in their mind. Every human being. And they can sense something is off. Like people don't know what's off, but they can sense there's something off. And it's a way of living. It's a way of like, hey, I'm supposed to get whatever I'm supposed to get, you know. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna do me, and in the end, the results is gonna come through. That's a mindset that you want to have with dating. Just any situation where we're talking with a human being, where persuasion is involved. By the way, every human interaction, persuasion is involved. You're either being manipulated or you're manipulating. Either one of them. And people have this strange connotation with like manipulation, but it's just the same thing as influence, you know. It's just the same things. Shut up, you politically correct.
Fucking
posers,
Karen,
you know?
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, you Now,
Are we gonna get canceled?
50% of our viewers are now gone now.
Fuck them. We don't want them here. Go back to your country.
You gays, you know.
You gays. Okay. No, you got a really good point. Here's what I realized. As I was, it's so funny. Like, whether it be, you know, picking up girls or whether it be sales, it's almost like a bait and switch. Okay. You know those things where they say it's like, hey, it's a free coaching call, but it's a sales call. It's like a bait and switch. Right? Don't you love those? When
Strategy session.
Right, exactly. Strategy session. But what I realized is sales and also dating is the same thing, because when I got into pickup artists and there's a dating community, the thing I wanted was I want to get laid. Right? I want to lose my virginity. At the time, my intentions were very pure. Like, I just want a girlfriend. Like, that was my goal. You know? I've never had a girlfriend.
Very innocent.
I was 19. I never had a girlfriend. I was like, you know what? I see my friends in high school, my white friends, like they're taller and like them getting girlfriends. I want a girlfriend, right? I want to lose my virginity. That was the thing I wanted. Then I realized was, man, as you go through this process, you see a lot of your shit come up. When I see a lot of shit, it's exactly what you talked about, like the lack of self-esteem that most people have. And when you see like a cute girl, you say you want a cute girl. You say you want a hot, beautiful girl. But when you see a beautiful girl, you're pulling your punches. You're like, yeah, but she's like hot. She's busy on the phone. She's texting. You make up all the rational justifications for not to take the actions you know you need to take. And you learn a lot about yourself. You're like, oh man. And it may be, like you said, oh, you know, this girl's pretty. Like, what if, you know, I say this joke and she doesn't laugh? What if she doesn't? And now you're being weird. And just like you said, human beings are bullshit detectors, because from an evolutionary standpoint, we had to detect these things when we were living in caveman times. We had to sense, okay, is this guy from another tribe? He's going to try to fucking kill me. Is this mammoth going to try to stomp me? So we need to be like, we can't articulate it a lot of times, but we're like, okay, something's off here.
Yeah.
So the girl senses that too. Like, oh yeah, this guy's not that confident. She may not be logically spelling this out, but deep down, that's what's going on. Same thing on a sales call or even with a potential employer for an interview. They can tell if you're certain. They can tell if you're confident, if you're about that or not. They know, you know? And so it's just like the sub-communication, which I learned from the dating industry. Sub-communication is everything besides your words. Not just tonality, but your facial expression, your body language, and like you talk about, it's a Gen Z say, aura, right? It's like something you can't really explain, but like the vibe is off, or like the vibe is on maybe, right? So yeah, it's the same thing in sales as well. I got into it because, well, I want to make money, man. I hated where I was. I want to go travel and do all this shit. But as I realized, oh man, sometimes, you know, let's say there's like a role I wanted to apply to, It's like, what if I'm not good enough? So I don't apply. And then later on, you see somebody get that role and he had less sales experience than you. And you look at him, he's like, he looks like a fucking moron. He got that role. He closed that deal just because you didn't go for it. So a lot of your shit comes up. That's why I love the dating community and sales, because yes, we get into it because obviously we want to make more money, have the freedom and all the kind of shit. But a lot of our shit comes up.
Yeah.
And the man I am today is not the same the man I was 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, before I got into sales or the dating community. So overall, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, Hormozi is a saying, right? Which is the work works on you, but then you work on it.
Yeah.
Which sounds very theoretical and philosophical. What he's trying to say is that you just become a better person, the person that you want to be and need to be, more than like the shiny object stuff.
And the reason why I believe you're not closing enough sales as much as you want is because you're not thinking like a girl. Like, I mean, you tell me, like when you're getting on a date with a girl, well, what are their demeanors? It's like, I came here to bless you with my presence, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's their demeanor. Like prove me. Like what do you bring to the table? That's their demeanor. But I have the same demeanor when I get on a date, but I also have the same demeanor when I get on a sales call as well. It's like, okay, prove me. I absolutely hate this when salespeople do this, is they're such yes men's. Oh, I hear you. For example, I say this all the time, but there was this one call that I was reviewing last year. And I still remember it because it was so funny when I was listening to it. And when I was listening to it, my students were like, "Oh, well, why are you laughing?" I was like, the call went like, "Okay, yeah, man." So the closer I was training, he was like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing right now for a living?" The guy was like, "Yeah, I'm a dentist." Oh, gotcha. So you clean teeth for a living.
Gotcha.
So what I'm hearing right now is you take care of customers' teeth, right?
Oh, fucking shit, Sherlock.
Like, what else is... The reason why it's so ingrained in my brain is not only just the way he was asking, but everything was off. Like, he was like, not making eye contact. He was, his shoulders were up. You know, like, when you're so tense, like, your voice is kind of like squealing as well, right? Everything was off. And I can see that he was second guessing his questions. He was thinking about more on what question to ask next instead of instead of just moving the question instead of just moving the conversation forward, right? So those are my pet peeves, actually. Gotcha. Got it. So what I'm hearing right now is this. It's like you're just trying to buy time. You're not present in the conversation. You're just trying to buy time. We're trying to say the next clever word track, you know? Like, in order for you, like, for example, again, another role play that I can do is, hey, what are you doing right now for a living? Oh, okay, how long are you doing that for? Oh, so what makes you want to actually retire your job then? I can ask it that way instead of you're like, what are you doing right now for a living? Got it. I see. How long are you doing that for? Right? You made a really good point. The work that you've done, it comes out at one point. Andy Elliott, shout out to Andy Elliott. When you're the most amount of pressure is when your default skill set is exposed. People mention like, oh, the inner work. Yes, the inner work is really important when it comes to sales, but you have to be competent. Your training needs to back you up. You can watch all these like gurus out there talking about no script, objection handling, or whatever bullshit it is. Oh, this is a shortcut. But if you're not, I'm telling you the truth. Again, another 50% of our viewers getting cut off over here because I'm going to tell you the truth. If you're not training the fuck up, there's no way you're going to fucking perform. If you're not investing in courses or mentorship as well, right, you're not going to make it in sales. Just straight up.
Are you telling me, June, that this is not a get rich quick scheme?
Oh, I mean, you can get rich really quick, actually, in sales.
That's crazy.
I got a guy named Davin, for example. He went from 0 to 30K in with 0 sales experience in 4 months. But okay, actually giving Davin's example over here. I'm sorry, Davin, but whenever I'm talking with him, sometimes I feel like my brain is rotting. He's so Gen Z that he never really second guesses himself. If I tell him to do something, he's like, "Hey, Jude, how do I do this? Hey, just do that. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Just do that then." And then the next day, he's just doing it for 10 hours. Literally. Like, he's so dumb. I'm sorry, Davin again. He's so dumb to the point that he just executes. While you smart ass, they just think like, oh, what if this? What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And you're weighing all these options when someone who's absolutely fucking dumber than you is actually going after it and getting the results. 0 to 30K in 3 months with 0 sales experience. A military guy. who's in Korean military, and you've been in Korean military. It's a brain rotting. It's an epitome of like brain rot over there. You know.
Yeah.
That's where he came from to right now. It's that's really it. But I've seen the demeanor change from where he started to where he's at right now. At the beginning, he was like, "Hey man, yeah, how can I help you? You know, what are you looking to achieve?" But now it's like, I saw one of his objection handling videos.
Elon Musk.
The prospect will say, "Hey, you gotta talk with my dad
For an ecom course.
for an ecom course."
Yeah.
And Davin will say, "Oh." Well, Davin will say Elon Musk doesn't consult with his dad to start an ecom business.
Like, you're trying to compare some like 5K on my side hustle to a fucking trillionaire.
But he said it with so much conviction.
Yeah.
So much conviction.
No, I love it.
That the guy was like, okay, let me get my credit card. So shout out to Davin, you know, shout out to Davin.
Good shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
In the
shit.
dating community, going back to that, in the dating community, there's a saying called, if you hesitate, you masturbate. And I love that. That's such a good life philosophy because the context of that is like, let's say you see a hot girl, right? Like she's got great body, blonde hair, tall, slim, perfect, right? And he's like, oh, should I go talk to her? No. She's already gone. Now you go home and masturbate. Same thing on a sales call with the land you're, or like a role you're applying to, anything in life. You see an opportunity, you hesitate, you masturbate, right? So let's say, I don't know, like let's say you have like a role that you want to apply to. I was like, oh, I want to apply to the offer. You hesitate, you kind of like push it off. It's gone then. It's closed, right? Same thing on a sales call. It's like, oh man, I should have asked that important question there. I should have asked like, hey, like, maybe you should have gone deeper into, hey, like, you not being able to provide more for a family. What's I've been doing to you as a provider? But you're like too afraid to ask that because you think too much about what other people think, right? So you hesitate. Oh, that gone. That could have been the one question that could have closed that deal. That could have been the one question. But you didn't do that. Same thing with that role. That could have been the one role that could have changed your fucking bank account. That could have changed your bloodline.
What was that? The bloodline crusher?
Bloodline breaker. There's a program called hey, shout out to him. No, I love it. He makes a lot more fucking money than I do. Shout out to Andy. I don't know. It says I love the name so much because it's very dramatic.
Your ancestors, they actually fought mammoths. And you're here jerking off, watching hentai.
hentai. Yo, what is hentai? I don't know. It's like a Japanese porn.
It's like Japanese anime porn.
Oh, okay.
So guys, make sure you finish the podcast because you guys need to send us money, by the way, and then watch your hentai from there on. I'll give you that permission, over
Yeah. Or apply what we're telling you to do and then use that for your hentai money. You fucking weirdos.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay. So, you have a term called virgin vibes, right?
Yeah.
Explain that.
Virgin vibes is like virgin. I can even demonstrate it,
Okay.
So again, like, hey, Brian, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah. Welcome to the call. Yeah. So you scheduled a time with me about potentially getting into econ, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess for you, like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Just to see where you're at right now and where you want to go. And if I feel like it's a good fit for you, right? I'll just make sure that you take the next steps, and if not, I'll just see if I can point you in the right direction. Is that good for you?
Sure.
Is that okay? Yeah. Oh, okay. So I guess for you, like, what are you looking to achieve? Okay, that's kind of like the vibes over here.
Yeah. Now, people may think like, oh, I don't do that. But it's not a matter of like you do it or not. It's like to what degree you're doing it. Because obviously Jun gave a very extreme example for you at the
Oh,
point.
it's not. I'm sorry, but it's not extreme. It's not fucking extreme. I
do
see
this.
this all the time, all the fucking time. I'm not being extreme over here,
The problem is they think they're not doing this.
They think they're not doing it, and that's the exact point. You don't do your call review, so you don't know what you're missing out. But you're way worse than you think you are. Actually, when you're reviewing your calls, you're cringing, and that's why you don't want to watch your own call reviews. But that's the exact reason why you have to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have blind spots, so you don't even if you look at it, you don't even know.
Virgin vibes is something like you have a vibe where it feels like the guy or girl is super uncomfortable and you just cannot describe it, but it's like, does this guy even smash girls?
Yeah.
Does this guy even know how to talk like a human being? Why is this guy so robotic? Does this guy have any social awareness? That's virgin vibes for me.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know how to speak English? Do you know how to speak English? You know how to talk like a human being. You know how to present yourself, right? Another example is like, hey man, welcome to the call. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, just being busy over here. But your schedule time must be about potentially getting better sales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess for you, like, what are you looking to achieve with getting better sales?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a complete different example over here, right? The body language is on point. I'm giving full attention to you. Eye contact is number one. I will say eye contact is number one. Like so many salespeople ignore this eye contact. My good ratio is 70% eye contact with other human beings, 30% is looking up. You never look down. You never look down. Looking up means that you're thinking about your next question, you're processing, right? So when I'm asking a really important question, like, for example, so how does it make you feel knowing that it's been 6 months and you're still in the same spot because it was your comfort zone slowing you down? It's nothing else. Like when I ask a question just before that, I like to pause, I like to look up and then ask my question straight up, eye contact. That's how I like to do it. But eye contact is really fucking important. And so many salespeople, I don't know why, but they're rearranging their desk, or they're setting their camera, or like they're checking their mic in the first 3 seconds of the call. I don't know who's teaching this, but that's what's happening. And it's driving me crazy because the first 3 seconds is how a girl determines whether I'm gonna sleep with this guy or not, whether it's worthy for me to give my body to this guy, What's
So
your thoughts?
why do you think that people do that? Where for most of the times they don't make eye contact, even if it's just resume?
Because of fear of rejection. At the end of the day, fear of rejection. And fear of rejection comes from programming. We can talk about that as well.
Yeah.
But fear of rejection. Back in the days, we were afraid of what? Mammoths, like we were afraid of bears. But now we're afraid of another human being rejecting us because I see some statistic that the biggest fear for a human being is fear of public speaking.
Right.
Because of fear of rejection. So fear of rejection. So you'd rather sabotage yourself and give yourself reasons why you're not performing by being like by even making things worse. So you have a justification of why you're not performing in the first place. And that's why people sabotage, because they want to give themselves a reason. Because if they actually achieve it, they're like, oh fuck, I can actually get better. I can actually do better. But they don't want to actually see what's out there. They just rather stay in their little comfort zone, making 5K, 10K. 5K, 10K a month is no fucking money, by the way. But 5K, 10K a month, but if I get out of this, like, I don't know, can I actually perform? I want to give myself some reasons why I'm not making 20, 30K a month. I want to give myself reason why I'm not trying so hard. It's just like, what? Mental masturbation again,
Yep.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Did you know that most human beings fear public speaking more than jumping out of a plane?
Yeah.
I just made that up, but I think it's true. I think I saw it somewhere.
Well, that's conviction again.
Yeah, exactly. But is it interesting, going back to your point, is in the dating community, there's a term called putting one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas at the same time. Now, if you imagine the scenario, what's gonna happen to the car? Well, the car's gonna fucking fry, right? The car's not gonna get anywhere and the car fries and the engine fries, right? But that's what most people do in the dating context and in sales context and life in general. Because here's what they do. Just like the hot girl over there, right? Let's say they do go approach and start talking to the hot girl. Like they say some random bullshit, da-da-da-da. Oftentimes what they do is the same thing they do on a sales call, which is like, they'll kind of not look that much and they'll not make eye contact, or like, like they'll do like this, because if they get rejected, and deep down, they kind of expect and want them to get rejected themselves.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucked up? And so then they can justify, I didn't try that hard. So it feels like you didn't try that hard, therefore it's okay.
Yeah.
And then just like how when people say like, they're not getting the results that they want, they're like, I'm not, I'm only taking part-time calls. I'm not trying that hard. To justify themselves why they're not where they want to be. Because if they say, and if they know they're trying their best and they don't get the outcome that they want, how they make them feel about themselves.
Exactly.
Now they feel like a failure. So therefore, they don't even go for that. So they pull their punches.
The biggest cop-out with dating is, she wasn't really that pretty.
Right.
She was really that attractive. She was not just my type, I just went for, like just for sake of doing it. It's the same mechanism as a guy getting a sales call and be like, he was just not interested. He was just here for information. He was just like one of those guys that are just brokies, It's the same cop-out at the end of the day, because I mean, there's a fitness offer that I'm coaching right now, and there's one guy that is just absolutely fucking crushing with the same leads, and the other guys, they're not crushing at all. For example, shout out to Dan Ruffley, one of my students. He got an offer, and he was just absolutely fucking trading the fuck up to actually perform at that offer, right? And the other guys are what? They're from these no script mastermind or whatever.
Masturbation.
Masturbation or whatever.
Okay.
And they're not trading, they're sipping their cocktail while Dan Ruffley and I were he was trading the fuck up. I was telling, hey, memorize the script. He was like people, I don't know why people hate memorizing the script. Memorizing the script is just the fucking basics. It's just the fucking basics. Yes, exactly.
Isn't that not authentic, Jun?
Oh, well.
To have a script?
In the beginning, it's not going to be authentic, but that's going to be your baseline after all.
Yeah.
Overall. Not every day is going to be your best day. Not every day is going to be your best day. And what's going to back you up in those brain fogged or fucked up days is your level of training again. If you internalize your script, even though I'm not able to activate, even though my brain is not active and I'm brain dead, I can still perform because all I need to do is, okay, I'll need to follow a framework in the end. So following a script it actually gives you more freedom to listen to the prospect. Because if you're thinking about your next 3 questions that you need to ask instead of actually listening to the prospect, then you're not, how are you being present? Like you're not being present at all, like at all. Like, so again, Dan Ruffley, he was memorizing a script, got on the offer, literally crashed that, literally just crushed the offer, making $12K, and the next month making $16K, doing like 20 piffs that month, right? While the other closers like, oh, no script, enter work, 10 commandments before I get on the call. I don't know what those fucking 10 commandments are, you know? Right? Okay. My guys, just before they get on the call, they're like taking a nap, and then they get on the call, they can still fucking perform. And these other guys, they have to do these 20 minutes hypnosis or whatever fucking bullshit it is. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah. So Dan Ruffley, for example, he doesn't have any excuse. Like he's done the work. But the other guys, they can now self-justify. Well, I didn't train hard enough. I didn't take that many calls. I didn't do that many outbounds. So I have this 20% closing ratio. So if I take more calls, like for example, like Dan Ruffley, maybe I can actually make more money like him. No, fuck no. First of all, it doesn't work that way because if you take more calls, your closing ratio automatically drops. So maintaining the same closing ratio is not possible. And second of all, while you're mentally masturbating, your family's struggling. Yep. The mother that you want to retire, well, she's not retired because of her fucking ego.
It's selfish.
You're selfish.
Yeah, selfish people, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We always need to be ready, whether it be in a sales context, in a dating context, in life in general. So the problem I have with, because I've done that too, like, you know, something similar to that, like the first ever business program I did is like, they told me you got to do push-ups before like a sales call, right? So I did that. I was like, I got like all hyped up and then on Zoom and like, I forget all the things I was supposed to say. I was like, and then I hop on, I was like, think about it. I was like, why does my life suck? So I've been through that. And so like, if you've been told all these things, you know, listen, don't get me wrong. It's not like there's one way or like other way of doing things, but if you've been told those things, like you're just doing it because that's what you've been told. It's like good advice. But the thing is, like, why do you need to get into like state? That's also a thing in like a debate in the dating community too. Like, why do you need to get in state to talk to a girl? Why do you need to get in state and read out like all these things, just to get jazzed up to talk to another human being?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because let's say you're walking down, let's say you're going from a house to the gym, you might see a pretty girl right after you walk out. After you walk out the door, in the elevator. So, are you gonna say like, oh, I wasn't ready, I didn't know what to do, it was awkward? Same thing on a sales call. It's like, oh, you know, like, I just didn't know he was going to say that. Are you going to do that? No, it's a lack of pre-work.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. It's like, are you going to say that? If I tell you to tie your shoes, right? And we love the analogy, right? If I tell you to tie your shoes, you're going to be like, oh, but you put me on the spot, bro. Like, I was not prepared. Are you going to do that or are you just going to tie your shoes?
All right, Jun, hold on. Let me just read out loud my 10 commandments on how to tie my shoes. Just give me like 5 minutes, okay?
And I get it. The debate would be like, oh, Jun, how are you putting this skill set compared to tying your shoes? Like, it's not the same. Well, why don't we actually put the same level of standard with you tying your shoes where it's second nature, where closing becomes second nature for you? Why can't we not hold ourselves to that level of standard, you know? Where, you know how I know a closer is full of shit? So they get a sales call with me, right? And they're like, hey man, I just need to get a better offer. I tell them to roleplay right on the spot with me. Okay. Because good closers, by the way, they have no trouble finding a good offer, by the way. They're always in fucking demand, like the hot girl again, whose body count is 100 plus. Like Body Blue. Body Blue? It's Body Blue.
High value woman.
High value woman? Highvalue.net. Shout out to Hannah, you know. So, again, where Body Blue. Where was I? Oh, okay. So I asked them, hey, okay, so offer is a problem over here. Roleplay with me. I'll think about it. I'll need to think about it. But June, I need to pull up my script, you know. Oh, I
Put me on the spot, bro.
put me on script. Oh, okay. I thought you were a no script closer. Why are you trying to pull?
Why do you need a script?
Why do you need a script?
You make no sense.
Okay. How many times you can ask me, hey, June, you're exaggerating. It doesn't happen at all. You're all made up. Well, trust me, I have call recordings. 10 out of 10, they're like that. No one has absolutely fucking performed the way they should be performing. So I'm okay. All these things about it, that's too difficult. Okay, just do the first 5 minutes with me. Hey, do the greetings from there. Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. So
And how long have you been doing that?
let me drink some water.
Makes sense. Okay, and bro, who talks like that in a regular conversation?
Like, for example, we and I talk in this podcast here right now. That's like a natural conversational flow. But it's like, imagine I ask you a question. But Brian, yeah, got it. So what's really important for you is a closer having conviction and having good body language, right?
Gotcha, Jin. So what I'm hearing is that 1,057 body count is very good. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I fucking told you.
Gotcha.
That's what I fucking told you, bitch.
Who talks like that? And again, listen, if you're seeing this, like that's what you've been told, okay? But you can change this now. It's not too late. We have the time stone. You can change it, okay? So it's not too late to change your family's bloodline. I should change my program name to a Bloodline Accelerator.
Well, what's your program name, by the way?
Real cell system.
Oh my gosh, fuck.
Real? Because it's real. It's not like those fake.
I got inspired by Andy Elliott, so my program name is the Mindbender Method now.
Okay.
The Mindbender Method.
Does he call his mind method?
I like to bend minds, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I actually like to see the statistics, by the way, of like the highest earning salespeople and their body count. And then I want to look at the median, the middle, and I want to also look at the bottom tier, the worst earning salespeople, and look at their body counts. I like to have the data.
Well, body count is one thing, but you can increase your body count with like some 3s or 4s or whatever, 1 or 2s. You know, you can fuck a table if you want to, right?
What does a 1 look like?
I'm seeing one right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
there you go.
I'm offended.
There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
a-
I mean, if you really want to, I guess there are some desperate girls out there that are like 1 or 2s, and you can fuck them, and like I said, they
I think
would.
it's impossible for a
rather
girl
fuck
to
a-
be a 1. It's just impossible.
I think it's very possible
Have you seen one?
on Instagram. Yes.
Wow. Crazy world.
Well, can you fuck a
I
transgender?
think the girl would have to have no arms and no legs for the girl to be a 1.
Can you fuck a transgender?
That's not a girl. You fucking liberal.
Oh, she, her, or them,
They, them.
me, I. Where's this conversation going right now?
Don't you love our podcast? Okay, what were we talking about?
Well, what's more important for me is not only the body count, it's the quality of women. For example, Grant Cardone, right? He has Alina Cardone. Alina Cardone was what? She's like a famous actress back then. I don't know. I don't know the whole celebrity scene, but I mean, she's hot. So like Grant Cardone, Alina Cardone, Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. I think he's bagged a. How old is the girl? I think she looks like less than 30 years old.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, like I wouldn't say these girls are like the tippity top, like the supermodels, so on and so forth, but they're pretty girls, and I would consider them like high value women. If you look at Elena Cardone, listen, I don't watch a ton of her content, but I can tell that she's a well put together woman. You know, she seems intelligent. She's well, dude. Their daughter, she's OP.
Yeah.
Fuck, like have you seen that?
She's
speak?
a better salespeople than 90%.
90% of these
90%.
fucking high ticket closers and these fucking salespeople.
Exactly.
She's so articulate. She's so well spoken. She's so, I guess, like, you know, like upbringing matters, you know? So you can, you know, I mean, I'm like, damn, look at that. Fucking OP.
But I mean, I've seen her cold calling. I don't know, like it's just behind the scenes or whatever, but
Yeah.
I've seen her cold calling. She was like cold calling 100 dials a day, you know, as a kid.
You know what these high ticket closers do? They don't even do 10 dials a day. These are grown ass men we're talking about here.
I mean, I'll make an opinion over here, and it's not an opinion. It's just how I live life. You can definitely take 2-3 calls a day and make 10, 20, even 30K a month, or even 50K a month, if you're actually good at what you do.
Yep.
But being good at what you do, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It comes with repetition. It comes with repetition, and how you're gonna repeat your like. If you're gonna take 2 or 3 calls a day as a beginner and expect yourself to be good, you're just looking for a shortcut. If you're looking for a shortcut, invest with Brian or me, whatever, Like, invest in some type of fucking course.
You can get rich quick.
Invest in some type of course. I don't give a fuck. Invest in something,
I'm kidding, by the way. FTC, don't come after me. So let's go over more tactical shit. So we're talking about shit tests earlier, okay? So what is a shit test? As we talked about, sometimes like girls do these things. Let's say you go up and talk to a girl, let's say something funny, and the girl goes, oh, do you say it to all the girls? That's called a shit test, meaning that from a dating community, they say, are you actually the guy you think or say you are?
Yeah.
They're like, are you the shit? They're testing you that. Now, why do women do this? Why are women so evil that like they do this? Why can't we have a genuine conversation? It's because a lot of these men put up a front and they try to pretend who they are not, and they try to like, so women want to filter. It's like a filtering system, right? They're like, oh, is this guy actually like a certain, confident, like a provider, like a good guy? Or is he just like full of shit? Let's see. And then they see, depending on how you react, just like what we talked about, not just the words, but like, how does your eye flinch? How does your face flinch? What about your body language? What about your overall vibe? Does it shift or not? Okay. So now, what most guys do, okay, who are basically bad with people, women, and also sales in life, they try to logically justify. They try to qualify themselves. They get in the seller frame, okay, and then the woman gets in the buyer frame, which is the woman's like, imagine like a customer, right? They go into like, I don't know, like a furniture store, it's like, I don't know what's a good one. So the women get in the state. Now the guy, most guys, they're like, well, I just thought you were pretty, so I just want to talk to you. Logical justify is going over the girl's head. The girl lost all respect for you, you're done, right? Now, what I've seen guys who are actually like good women do is they just over-exaggerate, they make fun out of it. As an example, if the girl says like, oh, do you say that to all the girls? And the guy may go, oh, I guess my grandma and my mom, so yeah, a lot of girls, I suppose. And they just have a cheeky smile on their face. They're not phased. That's the thing. Same thing on a sales call. If the prospect goes, hey man, can you just tell me like what you guys do? Like I'm a straight shooter, just get to the point. Be like, well, like we do have different options, and now you're stuttering. You look flustered.
Yeah.
You look irritated. It is written all over your forehead. They can see that. So what the top salesmen do, the top closers do, is again, they acknowledge, deflect, they make a fun joke. Let's say, look, that's the first thing a prospect says. Hey man, just get to the point, I'm a straight shooter. Whoa, buy me dinner first. Oh dude, we'll have to first look at your situation. I don't know if I can help you, man. So what's the outcome you're looking for from getting into trading?
Yeah.
You see? So it's like, number one, the words. You are acknowledging and diffusing. You're not like sweeping under the rug. We're like, well, but first, because some people do that. You don't want to do that. You want to acknowledge and diffuse. Oh, dude, buy me there first. You're making a joke out of it, over-exaggerating, okay? And your overall demeanor. You're not phased. You're bulletproof. You're standing there like an oak tree. You're like, oh, dude, buy me dinner first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whenever a girl gives me shit tests, by the way, like, hey, like, do you say that to every single girl out there, or Korean guys are fuckboys? I'm like, yeah. No. That's how I do it.
No, you don't need to justify
I don't need
yourself.
to justify, and I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, I don't need to justify. I don't need to defend my position. The more I defend my position, we're gonna talk about frame control at one point, but I'm getting sucked into that person's frame. And when I say frames, I just envision that force field. I have my force field over here. She has her force field over here, and every single dialogue that you do with a girl or a prospect, it's just an invitation of frame. So every guy out there is just wants sex, for example. Let's say the girl said, hey, you're just one of those guys that want sex. I can just say, oh no, it's not like that. I want to make sure that I have quality time, which is absolutely fucking bullshit. You're not being honest with yourself. I'd be like, yeah, I'm a guy. And I just stay there,
You own it.
Like, you own it,
You're comfortable in your own skin.
But you actually get more respect, right?
Yep.
Like in sales term, okay? In sales term, a person comes and be like, hey, I see what you're doing over here. Just get straight to the point. Then my exactly right. You want to deflect the situation. You want to isolate that, and you want to actually ask where that's coming from. So I said, hey, where's that coming from? Hey, let me see that. I'll get straight to the point if it makes sense. But like, well, let me see that though. And the person's like, well, you're just trying to sell me something. I'm gonna be like, hey, I can see from your perspective. Would it be totally unfair for me to assume that you're making an assumption of my intent without you ever asking me what it is? Right? I can ask that. I mean, I can ask that and be like, the prospect be like, yeah, for sure. Like, and I'll just ask like, okay, how do you think I have 34 students that are making 10K plus per month by now in the last 8 months? What does that tell? What does that tell about me? Is that I don't work with everyone.
Oh, but what if you fake your testimonials, just like the other gurus?
You think I'm the type of guy that actually fakes your testimonials? What if you actually fake what you can actually bring to the table then? That's why I need to ask you a few questions, isn't it? Right? As much as you want to know whether I'm legit, would it be totally unfair for me to know whether you're legit as well? In terms of whether your words are behind whether your actions are behind your words, your actions are behind your words as well. Right? Like, I can say that because I'm here to actually filter people out. I cannot help everyone out, right? Like, if you want a course thrown in your face, right? If you want a course thrown in your face, go talk to someone else. I'm not the type of dude. Is that what you want though? A course thrown in your face? Right? Is that what you want? Because studies, and then I'm gonna leverage like studies. Studies show that people who hold themselves to certain standards, certain identity, right? And people who are aware of what slowed them down tend to do 30-40% more when it comes to results than the other people that are not aware, that don't hold themselves to a certain standard. So let me ask you, what is your current standard right now? What standards do you hold yourself to? What is your identity? Would it be totally unfair for me to ask you of that? So I make sure my intent is clear when it comes to you getting the results that you want. Like, I can just maneuver in different ways, but it's more of the demeanor though, right? You're here to be like, oh, like, dude, are you here to fake your testimonials? Well, you can be faking yourself as well. So let me ask you then. Right?
Yeah. You're flipping the frame. Just like how in the beginning, the prospect was coming in with a buyer frame. Now, yes, I fucking get it. Technically, they are the buyer because they're the one buying stuff, but you want to flip the frame, right? So them going like, oh, dude, what do you guys got? I know what you're doing, dude. Get to the point. I'm a straight shooter. I don't have time. They're in the buyer frame. You don't want to fall into that because most people, they get into like yes men category like you're talking about. It's like, oh, yeah, but So again, no. So you want to flip that. So there's like how Jun was doing and what I'm talking about. I was like, oh, dude, we got to see your situation first. And then you flip the script asking the question, you take lead of the call and you lead the call. Just like how in a dating context, no woman wants a guy who cannot take leads. That's the thing. That's one of the biggest things I learned in the dating industry is that there's like shit's gonna fall apart. Like all the sorts of problems gonna pop up. As an example, let's say you're talking to the girl and you're like, I don't know, like fucking like DJ's popping up. She's distracted. So you gotta get her attention now. You gotta solve that problem. She has like a bunch of friends. She has the fat friend and the responsible friend. And you gotta somehow like, feed the fat friend so she stays happy. And the responsible friend, it's like, hey, look, don't worry. I'll get you a taxi so she can get to work on time. So you're solving problems, right? It's like the Uber. It's like, hey, after party, okay, fat friend, you're not gonna fit in. I'll get you another Uber then, right? So you do that, and then all sorts of problems gonna pop up. You just gotta solve it. Same thing on a sales call. As an example, let's say, I don't know, like they need to get some money together, and then but like the money's not going through. Like the payment process is not working. Well, then you better have 2-3 other backup payment processors in place to like try other shit. So you can't be like, oh, like you can't do that. So even if you've never been in this situation, you just gotta go in like, yeah, we're gonna figure this out. Because as a closer, that's what we do. We are problem solvers. We are solution providers. The problem is most closers bring more problems instead of more fucking solutions. You're useless. Nobody wants you. Literally, nobody wants a human being that brings more problems to the fucking table. Go somewhere else. Go be a headache somewhere else. Bring me more fucking solutions. People can't do that on this.
100%. And I believe this, right? Talking about problems and everything, but I think the reason why I got really good at sales and my students, they were able to make like 10K plus per month over and over again every single month is because I teach them to think like girls. Again, when girls get on a date, it's like they come on a date to qualify. The guy gets on a date to what? To fuck. The girl gets on a date to see if this guy is worth giving my body to. But that's the demeanor that you want to have in life. Is that you want to see if this person is worth it. You want to see if this like call is worth it. You want to see if like everything that you want is actually worth it. Like you're not there to have certain intentions to be like, I need to get there. I need to get there. We were talking about this yesterday, right? Excessive potential, right? I need to get there. I need to get there. It's more like, hey, let's see if it's worth it though. Let's see if you're worth it. Healthy skepticism is what I teach to my students. Like when a prospect says again, hey, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to ask me all these questions to sell me something, right? So let's get straight to the point. For me, when I get that, it's not a matter of yes or no. It's a matter of like, what's behind that though? What's the programming behind that? What's the assumption behind that holds, that makes this person say this? That's the lens that I have. So definitely I'm going to ask, what makes you say that? And I'm just going to uncover the real assumption. And I'm going to be like I said, would it be totally unfair for me to assume that you're having certain assumptions about my intent over here without you ever asking what it is, right? Because my intent can be like, literally, it can be something like, I want to make sure you're successful with the program. Because every single call that I get into is, I want to make sure you're successful. That's it. If I'm showing my intent that I want you to be successful, the sale will happen. My intent is never the sale in the end. Sale is just a byproduct. What is your belief system? What identity do you hold up to? And what identity do you need to plan yourself to make sure that you're not only buying the program, but you're actually successful in pushing through with the program as well? Like, this is what I teach with my guys, identity selling at the end of the day. Because studies showed that people who plan themselves and hold themselves to a certain identity, certain standard, they actually get 30, 40% more results than people who don't. Because they're operating from a place of, I am the 30K to 40K a month closer. I'm the 30K a month, 40K a month e-commerce business owner. If they operate that standard instead of being like, oh, I need to make 30K a month, 40K a month, but I don't know. I need to, as a procrastination language pattern, by the way, just yapping over here. I need to, as a procrastinator, it's just a language pattern of a procrastinator. I am starts first, and then you be, do have. You become the person where you're automatically doing it, and then you automatically find yourself, without even trying, you're like, oh, now I have it, right? We've been telling ourselves, hey, we're going to get to like, what, 10K, 20, 100K a month. Like, we're having it, you know? It happened. Not because we wanted it so much, but we're focused on more on the becoming the person. And what do we need to do? What are the next steps? We look at it as a game. And then, therefore, having it like, when you hit your first 100K a month, it was like, oh, shit. It happened. When you hit your first 10K a month, oh shit, it happened. It's the same for me. When I hit my first 10K, I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know it even happened. 2 months later, we figured it out. You know, we're like trying to arrange our pay stuff and everything. What was your thoughts? You know?
Yeah, for sure. So when I did that, it changed everything for me. When the frame of detachment. Whenever I go on a sales call or whether I go in a dating context or whatever it may be, there's a book called Reality Transfer thing. It's a very like woo-woo, very underground book by a Russian author named Vadim Zeland, right? And on the cover, there's like some rainbows and shit in like rainbow world. And so I don't remember everything. It's like a 700-page book. You could literally murder somebody with that book if you throw somebody at it. But what I do remember one concept in that book is called excess potential. And what excess potential is, long story short, when you put something on a pedestal, that thing that you put on a pedestal on, it gets away from you further and further away. As an example, I used to have a friend and we used to live together, and when I was like, oh bro, Brian, like this girl I matched with, she's so hot, I'm gonna go on a date with. I deep down, I was like, I say outside, have fun, man. Deep down, I know though, for sure he's gonna fuck up that date. And just like clockwork, he comes back, he's like, hey man, how did it go? Oh man, it didn't go that well. I don't know why. Like it usually goes well. It's like it just didn't click. And it just happened like over and over and over and over again. At one point I was like, dude, like don't you see that you're putting something on a pedestal? I was like, well, what do you mean? Yo, I mean, if you put something on a pedestal, don't you think that you start acting differently? Start acting weird? He's like, oh, I think you're right. I said, yeah, exactly. Because when you put a girl on a pedestal as an example, it's like, oh, but she's like wifey. Oh, she's so hot. She's like my ideal type. You go on, how are you gonna act? Differently. You're gonna be just a little bit more careful. Not a lot, but just enough for the girl to notice it. Just enough for you to fuck it up. Just enough for you to not do the joke. Maybe she could have laughed there. Everything could have clicked from then, but you didn't. Same thing on a sales call. Let's say you go on. Let's say the prospect is qualified, right? The prospect has more money. Oh man, this is a good lead. You put that prospect on a pedestal. You gave them more excess potential. And the more excess potential you give, the further away it gets away from you. So you go on, it's like, oh, you know, he's a sophisticated prospect. Oh, he's a qualified lead. I gotta, like, you know, can I even ask this? He's a straight shooter. Well, you're fucking gone, man. Same thing with the role, right? Like your dream role. It's like, oh, you know, this is such a good role. And whenever, you know, somebody comes on, whenever a student comes on our daily feedback session, it's like, oh, bro, it's a really good role. Like, what do you think? I was like, dude, first of all, It's a fucking role. There's a million and one fucking roles out there that you can apply to as long as you're good, which I'm training you how to do that. So don't worry about that part. For shitty people, they're not going to be able to apply to good roles. Yeah. But okay, don't get me wrong. Like I'll train you how to do it. But look at it as another role. There's another role, man. Like there are 4 billion women out there. There's a bunch of roles out there. If you're good, if you know what you're doing, you can get all of those. So I instilled a belief in them as well as reducing that excess potential, and now they have a highly likelihood of achieving it.
Yeah. Going back to the topic again of body counts, do you think girls are more attracted to guys that have more body counts?
They will disagree with it, but they do. And they can't help it from an evolutionary standpoint. They'll say like, oh, that's disgusting. I don't want to. Look at their fucking dating history. All these girls say the same thing, right? I want a good guy. I want this. I want that. Look at their dating history. It's everything but that. It's like fucking drug dealers or whatever. Maybe like some fat guy, the guy that cheats on her. She keeps going back to them over and over again. Because here's the thing. If a man was capable enough to even get with a very attractive woman, that guy's not a fucking virgin. That guy is not like a low body count guy. No. Like the reason why the guy got to the girl in the first place is because he has a high body count. He has success in other areas, whether it be talking to women, like be well-spoken, whatever it may be. So these girls will say one thing, and there's different reasons for it. It's not their fault either. Like women don't know what the fuck they want. I always say women don't know what they want. Prospects don't know what they need.
Oh yeah,
it's the same fucking shit, right? They say like, oh, they don't even fucking know what they want, and it's not their fault. It's just their biological made up. Like that's how their hormones are designed. So we can't blame them. It's the same thing with prospects too. Like they get in an emotional state and they think like, oh, what I think I need to do is like sleep on this. They think that's what they need, but obviously that's not it.
Yeah, it's like I fucking vibe with you on this one because when a girl gets like the girl says, oh, I want a guy that's just only looking to me, like a gentleman, an absolute loyal guy. But why are you on a date with me then? Why did you choose me to get on a date with you then? Like, do you think I don't have girls around me? Like, it's just ironic. So, okay, well, there are plenty of good guys around you, but you decide to not pick them and you decide to pick me on your date over here. It's so fucking ironic. You say I don't have options with girls, and you still pick me as your date. You don't even know whether I'm a good person or not. I'm a good person, but I am a good person. Yes, I am a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. Yes, I am a good person.
Jesus loves you.
I'm just not monogamous, though. I'm just not monogamous. And even though you tell me that you want, I don't know, I want a guy that's monogamous. Like I want a monogamous relationship. I want to make sure the guy doesn't have girls. Well, you're on a date with me. I'm sorry. And not to toot my own horn, I'm a 6'4" dude making multiple 6 figures a year. Gonna get to 7 figures at one point, real quick. And I mean, other sixes as well. I have other sixes as well.
How can I be as cool as you?
I don't know. Like,
is that impossible?
You can never be a Korean fuckboy.
Is it too late for me, bro? It's too late for me, bro.
And you decide to get on a date with me instead of someone else. It's just, for me,
hey, okay, devil's advocate. What if they thought you're a goody two-shoe? You never know.
You never know, maybe. But it's unfortunate because you're talking with a sales guy,
It's so fun going on dates with a sales guy. It's so fun. You do the same thing you do on a sales call on a date, and you do the same thing you do on a date on a sales. It's so fun.
It's a fun thing. It's also a curse when it comes to dating as a salesperson, is because I talked about healthy skepticism over here.
Right.
I don't want to know about their child or the programming, but I can smell something's off in the first 5 minutes already.
What do you mean off?
Like, for example, a girl says, so there was this one date that I went on. Oh, I'm not seeing her again, by the way. Oh, fuck. Like, it's just first and last date. And she was saying like, oh, politics is really important. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. And then I was like, okay, what do you do for fun? And I was like, hey, just like work all day, and just read books and sometimes go on dates like this sometimes and have good company, good food, And she was like, oh, are you interested in politics? I'm like, okay, there's something off over here right now. She's trying to impose something on me. So I was like, no, I don't give a fuck about what I cannot control. I give a fuck about what I can control. And she's like, but I mean, politics is really important because like taxes and human rights or anything. And then I told her, well, the last time I checked, my laptop and my office, it was not those politicians that were working. It was me that was working and making all the money. It was the politicians that retired my mom 2.5 years ago. It was me who retired my mom. So I don't know what you're talking about. But she was like, well, you have to actually really. She's trying to argue over me now at this point. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
So hot. I'm so attracted to you. Can you marry me?
Right. And then I told her about like, hey, I'm very politically incorrect, and I do a lot of these jokes.
The not so racist memes that we see.
Not so racist memes.
Not at all. Not racist.
Every guy has this group chat where they're sending memes, you know.
Right.
But I have those group.
It's very niche.
Right. It's very niche down. I talk about that the first 5 minutes. The girl's like, oh, that's not really nice. Okay, done. And here's one thing that I live by in my life principle is that I do not trust people that are so polished.
Yep.
There's something behind. They're hiding something behind their closet. You think we're vulgar, but at least we're not hiding something behind our closet. You know, we have nothing to hide.
I have dead bodies.
Oh, okay. Well, then you have dead
What
bodies.
if the police comes after me after this episode? It's been nice knowing you.
It's been nice knowing, you know. Get the fuck out now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If somebody says they're not racist, I don't fucking trust you.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking lying. Everybody's racist, sexist to some degree, and you're gonna sit here and say, oh, you know, everybody's equal. Everybody's not equal. Everybody doesn't look the same. So you're just fucking straight up lying, as a side note. Now, that being said, yes. Okay, yeah, the implementing what I learned in dating and the sales and vice versa. So in the dating community, you know what's funny now that I think about it? I learned identity frames before I got into sales in the pickup community. Because you know what they do? I learned from this one guy. And he was saying that, okay, so now what needs to happen for a girl to sleep with you is that, well, she needs to, even if she likes you, she may not actually fuck you. Because there's something called societal shaming, right? So they'll slut shame, they call it, in the dating community, ASD, anti-slut defense. These dating communities, they have like the best terminologies. I fucking love them. But yeah, there's this anti-slut defense because like they feel like, oh, you know, I shouldn't do this. Oh, you know, what if my friends find out? Oh, you know, what if somebody sees me? Da da da. And so what this guy's talking about is like, well, yeah, so you want to get them to build an identity where she's a spontaneous girl. Because I mean, what do spontaneous girls do? Well, it just kind of just happened, right? And so I was like, yeah, by the way, I love that you're not like those girls that are just afraid, you know, just afraid of other people judging you. I love the fact that you're actually a spontaneous girl. Like, I think that's when all the best memories are made.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I started using the dating community. Same thing on a sales call. I'm like, it's the same shit. As an example, let's say you're selling, I don't know, like you want the prospect to build an identity, embody the identity of somebody who's going to get outside of the comfort zone because that is the identity required to buy and for this person to take action on their goals, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you sell, you know, like a biz op, helping people start a business. Okay, they're a 9 to 5. The number one objection you're going to get is fear objections in biz op because for these 9 to 5 people that have never gotten outside the comfort zone. Okay, even though they say they do. So at one point I go, hey, I just want to acknowledge the fact that you're because, you know, everybody says they want to make a change, but their actions don't show it, right? They let their fear get in the way. They never take full responsibility. But the fact that you're here shows that you're not like those unsuccessful people, but you're the type of guy to get outside of your comfort zone to do what is required to actually provide more for yourself and your family. So I just want to say I respect you for that.
Yeah. I love those manipulation tactics, by the way.
Yeah.
I love it.
That we shall talk about in another episode.
We
Not
shall.
too much.
There we go.
Okay. So if you want to see more in a less ADD, autistic manner, more structured content like this, you can go to each other's YouTube channel. Unfortunately, no donation links today. So you can go to the first links in the description box below. See you in the next episode.